Dr. Garrett, it's been a little while.
It has. It's good to see you. Thanks for having me on today.
Absolutely. I understand you've got some exciting information you want to pass along, and
I do.
we're happy to have you here today to talk about it. What else going on?
Well, we've been getting a lot of our data in from last year. I know it's almost the end of the first semester, but the state rolls it out, a little at a time, and kind of puts a hold on when we can share it. So
Right.
we've got a lot of exciting news I'd love to share with you today.
Well, lay it on us. We're ready to hear it. We need some good news.
Well, we've got lots of good news. Let's start with graduation rate. We had the highest graduation rate that we've had in years, which was 94.2% of our students graduated. That beats the state average. It's been one of our goals to beat the state average in a lot of things. Cascade High School was 98.5%.
Wow.
Shelbyville Central was 91.8%. And Community High was 96.5%.
Very good.
So we are excited about that. That means more kids are graduating with diplomas, getting good jobs, and making progress. So we're very excited about that. That's a work of all the system, of all, from pre-K through the 12th grade. So we're excited about that. We also were a level 5 district again in our growth scores, in our TVAS. So that's 2 years in a row. If you remember, when you look at growth, you're on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the bottom, 5 being the top. A 3 is average.
Right.
So a 3 would be like 1 year's growth. So if you're making a 4 or 5, you're beating expectations. A 3 is at expectations. So we've made a lot of growth.
So a few years ago, we started out at a 3. Is that right?
It was at a 1.
1. Wow. Okay. That goes a good while back.
Yeah, a good while back at a 1. Then we got up to a 3. In the last 2 years, we've had 5. So I'm very proud of our schools. We had, at a level 5, we had Cascade Elementary, Cascade Middle School, Cascade High School, Community High School, and Shelbyville Central High School. Level 4, Community Elementary and Thomas. Level 3, Aiken, Eastside, Harris, and Learning Way. Community Middle had a 2, and Southside and Liberty had 1. So we got some work to do.
Right.
Those 2 there. So, 3 with Community Middle. We want everybody to be 3 or higher. So 11 of our 14 schools were at expectations or above. So I'm very proud of the work that our students are doing and our teachers are doing. If you look at we're in a region called the South Central region with 16 other districts. And in 2017-18, I looked at this week and really had an impact on the work that we've been able to do. In 17-18, we were at the bottom, 16 out of 16 districts on growth. This past year, 23-24, we topped. We were number 1.
That's a big move.
And that's all the tests that we took in all subject areas, in all grades that were tested. And we had the highest average growth than anybody in our region. So we're excited.
Oh, very good. So you going back to the schools that might be 3 or below, are there any specific things that you can direct your attention to, like the faculty of that school or the system overall, to help? What are the type things that you would do to help improve those?
Well, if you think about Southside in particular, they made a lot of growth. It just takes a while to turn things around. Systems, schools, they're making a lot of growth. They went on, if you think about report card, it's on a scale and then they give you a letter grade. They increase 1 whole point. So they're getting there. But you would... you had to build capacity in teachers, train teachers. I think what makes a school successful, organizational skills, structure, the leader knowing instruction, accountability, holding people accountable.
Right.
If we look at the schools that we've been able to turn around, and I feel that we've turned the district around. We've got a lot of great things going.
It sounds like it's on the upswing again this year.
Yes. And so if you look at Thomas Magnet School, and I meant to bring that with me and I did not, but if you look on their social media, you'll be able to see.
We saw that yesterday.
You see that?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty incredible things. They're leading South Central in so many areas. Yeah. And so the number one thing for success of students is the teacher in front of them every day. And then the second thing is the principal. And then the third thing is the leadership at the district level. So we try to make sure that we build capacity in teachers every day and hire the very best person that's going to be in front of those kids and give
Right.
them what they need to be successful.
Okay, you've kind of laid out three aspects of the system. How much does parental involvement have influenced these scores, do you think,
Well,
in the grand scheme?
it depends on if you're looking at achievement or growth. Achievement, if you look at research, it is very highly correlated with income level
Right.
of parents. So if you look at the top performing districts across the state, you're going to see the Williamson counties, the Oak Ridge, the one with the income is high because
Right.
research shows growth. It's a level playing field. Every kid can grow, no matter if you're
Right.
low or high. So we have to, with our demographics, put a lot of weight in growth. But we have really been working on increasing our achievement too. And that has been a goal. We're not quite where we want to be. We want to be at least with the state average. In some areas, we are. Shelbyville Central, one of the great things, they scored very high in U.S. history.
Wow.
And so they've got a great history program there. And so those kinds of things that we want to replicate at other places.
Right.
But the sound instructional practices, you got to have discipline in a school.
Right.
So making sure that we have discipline, we know instruction. Our teachers are motivated. It's a system that they want to be in. We worked hard to try to increase our pay.
Right.
That's always a great thing. But with teachers, they want to. They really have big hearts.
Sure.
And so they want to help kids. One of the things, and I'm a sports person, so I always told people, you just have to teach them how to win.
Yeah.
You have to teach people how to win.
Right.
And it's no different in education than in sports. You got to teach them how to win. You got to learn the game and teach them the skills they need to be able to be successful, because people love to win.
Oh, yeah.
Very motivating.
It's no fun to lose.
It is not. I heard you say that last week.
It is no fun to lose.
So, but we're excited to be able to share. One of the things that everyone mentioned to me when I first came here, will be 4 years ago in February, that we wanted a return on our investment.
Right.
We invest these money in the schools, we want a return. And I feel that our students and our teachers and principals and staffs really coming through and producing the results.
Right.
I'm so proud of it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's one topic that has come up when we are interacting with people just about the news or about sports or about whatever. And at one time on the website, you had something called Budget 101, and it gave the breakdown of how much the county funds, how much the state funds, and how much is federal. Do you know what those numbers are off the top of your head? Because we were talking about this the other day on the show, and there's a lot of people that think Bedford County piles all the money into the education. It's 100% funded by the county, and we're trying to educate people that it's not, that it's only a fraction. What is that? Do you know the breakdown on that now?
It is usually the state of our budget. The state gives us about 85% of our budget.
Right.
And the local puts in about 15.
Okay.
So if you think we usually get about our budget is about 89 million when you're thinking about TISA. So I think, if I recall, it's about 13 million that the county puts in. And then the rest of that 89 million, the state puts in. Now, you get federal funds, and we usually get about 7%, but that's on top of that. You can't supplant. You have to supplement.
And that's for specific programs most of the time.
Economically disadvantaged, English as a second language. The other thing that I always find fascinating, that the state puts no money in for athletics or extracurricular.
Right.
So
that's mind-boggling.
Isn't that? We need to talk to somebody at some point and say, could we put some money in?
Yeah, really.
Because it's a big part.
Especially some in the rural areas that are a little bit more economically challenged. You've got, we were talking about football programs. We've got 3 county football programs. It costs a lot to put a football program, more than any other sport.
Yes.
You've got all the equipment. You've got, of course, the fields and the stadiums and the field houses and the maintenance that goes along with that. So It's amazing that the state doesn't kick in a certain percentage of what they're giving toward athletics.
I know. Our county, you have a maintenance of effort. So they've been
Right.
putting in the minimum. Some places put in more than they have to. And it helps with some of those things. But we have been using, I brought a couple of things I wanted to go over with you. Speaking of funding and sports, our board has really been doing a great job of planning for our projects and really catching up on
Right.
some of
Right.
these. And we've used a lot of our money that we got from COVID.
Right.
Remember we did the community wing. We've been able to pay some other stuff so we can use some other money. So right now we're working on a concession stand and new bathrooms at the Cascade football field,
Right.
because theirs were not adequate. We are working on a bathroom concession stand at the Cascade soccer and softball complex. We are working on also a concession stand bathroom at community baseball field.
Right.
So we're working on a lot of things like that I hear from the community. Hey, we need better restrooms. Cooper Steel is going to help us at Central with
Right.
their football restrooms, because those are things that the community uses,
Right.
not just during the school week
Right. Yeah.
and at our games, but when they play youth football
Right.
or whatever, baseball. So I'm so excited that we're able to tackle some of those things, and we have a lot of different projects going on that we were able to use some of these funds to tackle and not have to use local
Right.
money for that. So to try to think of how we could do that.
Well, I think everybody should start lobbying the state to get more in for that.
Yes. There's a bill, speaking of sports, I don't know if you're following, that came through. Y'all may want to talk about on one of your Saturday shows that Zapicki introduced, I think, this week, about athletes having one-time
transfers. Yeah, I think they were going to. The TSSAA maybe was going to do it, and now they've backed off and let the legislature bring it in. Yeah.
I think there's a bill coming up, so it should be
we mentioned that this past week, and of course we talked a lot about it off camera because we have real strong opinions. We don't want, but the transfer thing is an issue. I mean, you see it in just about every county when there's multiple schools. Somebody moves, they need to transfer. I don't think that counts, but I don't know what they're trying to propose. Do you know the ins and outs of the?
I think it's just you could transfer one time and still
not lose eligibility.
Yes, right. Not lose eligibility. I'll try to research it, and maybe I can come back on a Saturday.
Okay, that'd be great, because when we get into that, that's something that we need to have our facts straight once it gets. I hadn't read it, but we knew. We were talking to somebody last week, and they said they're going to let the legislature do it, so we're not the bad guys.
Yes. The only other thing that we got coming out on the 19th is the report card grades. Remember last year we started getting report card grades. It was legislatures. The legislator had put in a law, and so last year was first year. So this year we had Cascade Elementary, Cascade High, Cascade Middle, and Thomas all got A's. Community Elementary and Community High got B's. C's were Eastside, Shelbyville Central, Harris Middle, Aiken, and Community Middle. And then Liberty, Learning Way, Elementary, and Southside got D's for the report card. We had no F's. Remember, with the law, if you get an F or D, you're going to have to start going in front of the state board.
Wow.
So we were glad we didn't get any F's.
Yeah.
D's will give you 3 years before you have to, go in front of the state board committee. But we feel good about that. And do we have some things we need to continue to work on? Absolutely.
Always will.
Always will.
Always
We're
will.
human, right?
That's
We're not
right.
perfect.
That's right.
But we're making a lot of progress, and we just want to thank the community, the parents, commission, all of you guys and media that supports us every day. And it's fun to have success. And
yes, it is.
I'm just so proud of the students and the parents and all involved, the board, the teachers, principals, everyone. All people. It takes custodians, maintenance crews, bus drivers, for us cafeteria workers. You got to feed them to experience success. So it's a group effort, and just really proud of the work.
Yeah. Well, I know the community's proud of what's taking place within our school system, and winning is good.
Yes,
you know why? because it's fun.
It is fun. Much better than being on the bottom.
That's right. Well, thanks for coming and sitting down and sharing this with us. We look forward to having you back, and hopefully we can get you in here on a sports show again and let you mix it up with the guys and put us in our place.
I haven't been invited back since I won that.
What about Saturday? What about Saturday? We're doing our bowl pick'em thing.
Let me look at my calendar. I gotta
Okay.
see.
All right. Well, we're going to do that. And Kenny Parker says, we got to do our bowl thing. He's needing to win real bad in that because he's lost every year. So we're going to do that Saturday. So you're welcome to come and sit with us if you can get here. All right.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate what you do.
Look forward to sitting down with you again. And everybody, thanks for watching.